Every day I wake feel like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, speak the beats are on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day I wake feel like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, speak the beats are on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day on the line. Every day.
Squares everywhere, beware. I'm JJ Fomby from On the Line Podcast Show with JJ Fomby and Junior.
What's happening with it?
I see you mobile.
Yeah, I'm mobile, man. I'm on in the streets.
Yeah, I can tell you.
I'm trying to get somewhere.
See, like on the line in motion. That's what it look like.
on the line mobile. That's what we doing on the line mobile. What's new on the menu, man? What you got on the stove?
Oh man, trying to perpetrate that square, trying to blend in while I get in.
Yeah. Well, you know, got to be something in life.
Hey, look, they're talking about you in the vehicle moving around, homie. You on some Hollywood shit, bro.
That is absolutely correct.
I mean, if you on some Hollywood shit, that means you with somebody. So
yeah, well, you know, without saying too much, we are headed to a studio session out here, and where it is at the address that's posted on the building. I'm on the 134 going west, so we heading out to Hollywood to go do some things. But besides that, we all fresh off a somewhat holiday, 4 holiday weekend. But if you know you're a grinder and a hustler such as ourselves, we don't get no days off.
Speak on it. No RDOs.
No, man, no. Hey, we can't. We get CTO, choice time off.
Yeah, to the squares everywhere. They don't understand none of this lingo. They lost in the thought right there. So I'm gonna keep it right there. Only certain people understand what we're talking about. Yeah,
you know, one thing before we jump in it, you know, thank you everybody for tuning in to us, giving us a piece of your time. You know, time is valuable. Thank you for hanging out with us, listening to our voice and watching our mugs. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much, people.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh, you got that King Louis? You got that King Louis going?
Earlier, I was messing with that King Louis and that Sun Rocks. Woo!
Yeah, that'll do it to you.
That's that timeout. Timeout, quiet on the set.
Yeah, that's what we call the dim mock. Death touch.
Speak on it. Hey, look, I'm
So
get to
what's on the stove, man?
Some bullshit, tequila. Some motherfucking tequila. I ain't got no more. I got an empty bottle in the trash can.
Okay, so, well, it happens, you know.
You just got somebody.
I know you got some. I know you got some 411. What's the word, man? I know you got some info, some news. What's going on in the world, man?
Man, listen.
Talk to your people.
I'll be honest with you, man. Hey, look, I'll keep it real. So they in our viewers and our listeners from the podcast show know previously, several months ago or several weeks ago, whatever it was, you made a remark about you scared to be outside, man, the way things was transpiring in life, man. I said, man, you understand me? You predict that it was vicious in the turf out here, man, in these streets, man. These folks ain't playing out here. They're out here dressing up like women, getting off on fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
They really trying to get to their target, huh?
Man, this is wild, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with no gang shit. We know how to deal with the gang shit when the gang shit is popping. But we started just doing this random, going up in grocery stores and parades and the venues and all this stuff. This some different stuff going on right here. This ain't got nothing to do with no street gang shit. You don't matter what side of the country you're on. This some different shit right
Well,
here. So
I recall a few shows ago or last show I told you that I was scared to step outside. You remember me
yeah,
saying that?
yeah, that's what I said earlier. I was like, you crying for that right there. I ain't gonna lie about it, but yeah, it's random acts of violence is to innocent folks, to civilians. Uh, that's another whole show in itself. Uh,
Pothole, bam, bam.
yeah, so that's riding streets in Los Angeles and Hollywood right there. What he talking about? But that's a whole
What?
different show in itself also. But when you have random acts of violence to civilians and innocent folks, that's a different world of things. And for the record, we don't not condone that. That's a no go. They got to do no gangster stuff right there. No,
No,
no.
that is definitely not gangster.
Nah, that's because anything that could have been any of our family members in any of them in venues or grocery stores or locations with random acts of violence or schools. Could have been our family members there or as well as ourselves
Yeah.
there. So again, we do not condone that, and without even running no footage from those particular incidents on this show. I'm not feeding. I'm not saying no names. If you're not up on the current news, you need to go turn your local stations and sit back and burn 30, 40 minutes of looking at the local news and getting laced up on what's going on around in the country, as well as your local city. So that's what I got to say about that, man. And send the condolences to the families that lost loved ones in the course of this action that took place, and it's been taking place, and it's taking place. So again, we send our condolences to those innocent people.
Yes,
Uh,
it's a dirt, as we say, it's a dirty game.
yeah, man. I never heard. I used to hear some saying about life is a bitch and then you die. I never understood that concept, bro. I didn't ever try to at one time. I just recently really kind of understood, got the full effect of what that is. By losing some, by losing some loved ones I lost uh, recently, like the last 5, 6 days.
Oh yeah,
They lost some love.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So, man, I want to iterate to people that's listening and watching this. Call it what you call it. Wherever you got who you love, as far as loved ones, as families and friends, man, listen, enjoy them moments, get them memories with them people, man, because there ain't no guarantee that you wake up the next day. So if you can lock that
Shit,
in,
ain't no
man,
guarantee you wake up. You might take a cat nap and wake up and all hell then broke loose.
yes, sir. That's how quick and fast it happened. They say I don't want to give them no shine on it, but they said the devil come in the thief like a thief in the night. He got kill, steal, and destroy. That's how he operates. And man, if you sit back watching how this is transforming, that's how it's been working. Not say that we giving it fuel, but those words really mean something. Uh, and those words turn into action. And I see the manifestation of how that's been going on. Never thought I'd see a day like that, but I have seen those days and understand those meaning of words. Those words have a meaning behind it. So I just want the viewers and listeners to know that you must take the time out, man, to squash them beefs with anyone that you have with that's not that serious, that can be overlooked or forgiven. Not forgotten, but just forgiven. You need to take that time
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and make that
It's
peace.
hard to get that. Some people it's hard to get them out.
Huh? What'd you say?
It's hard to get that malice out your heart.
Yeah, yeah. So I understand that we on this platform, as far as YouTube, and people on here seem like they like the drama. They like the inaccuracy of the behavior of certain kind of people doing certain kind of stuff. Those get the views. When you chop that real raw, uncut stuff, they don't want to hear. Those people listening, take note, take heed of. Must do so. Just take the opportunity to do that. We still in function, man. We just don't make this in there our lives. Me and Junior live a real life. We go to work, we have a family, and we must get to that flow in those directions. So we'll hear, and you'll hear more of us and see more things we're doing to come in the future. We'll release certain shows. Matter of fact, we got a show coming up. One more about real estate. We have another episode of real estate of Daryl.
Oh yeah. That's some good info.
Yeah, we had a third series, and the next we got a couple of episodes of the one and only Mr. Big Kibo.
Oh, that's my partner right there. Hey, hey, be careful how you hitting them corners. You're gonna make me spill this yak on this $200 suit.
Stay tuned for that release. Shortly after you see this show being released, you'll see that one of those episodes with the Big Kibo being released, as well as Daryl, our real estate broker and our real estate agent. Now we have a couple we're going to release, so stay tuned. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. And also, if you see we have all these streaming platforms at the bottom right there, you see at the bottom, check them out. We're everywhere. Squares. So for sure. And also, a lot of people been hitting us up. Yeah, you will see that big trainee interview on here, the general from the East Siders. You will have the opportunity to get that interview, see that interview when we release that, and it's coming soon. Not in the rush to release it, but we'll release it when it's time to release.
Shout out to Big Trade man. That's one of the generals, man. He real good dude, man. If y'all haven't met him and y'all just met him through music, real good dude, man. Solid.
For sure, most definitely. So I want to tap on something. So I had one of the owners call me today, man, about several different things, and one of them, he was chopping up to me what's going on behind the wall, what the status is this and that. He in the state and incarcerated in the state of California. So we had a few things we discussed about, and I wanted to say something about this. When you're in custody, I mean, if you're in the local city jail, local juvenile hall, for detention center, or local county jail, as well as state prison system, that means you're in custody. That means you're no longer free to move around at your own will. There's activity that takes place behind the wall, which means behind the fence, behind the gate. That's regular course of business. What do you mean by that, Mr. Fomby? I mean about this. Fights happen all the time in the county jail and detention centers and juvenile facilities. That's just regular protocol. That kind of activity happens all the time. Don't matter if it's gang related, non-gang related. Fights happen all the time, even with staff against inmates, or staff against convicts. What do you mean by staff? I'm talking about correction officers, prison guards, people that work in the institution. Fights always happen. So just to get into one little,
you might not like the way a dude is looking at you some shit, and that can happen.
Exactly. The way he worded, the way all kind of things happen behind the wall, or per se in custody. So for a person like there's a time I had some altercations, had to get out when I was locked up, and sometimes you ain't got time to. You might have that. You might have your glamour on you, but then sometimes you might can't get to it quick enough. There's some spontaneous activity jump off. You got to get popped. You ain't got time to uncheek you, grab it out your shoe or whatever. You gonna have to come. You have to come from right here. You want to come from right here with these quick as you can. You know what I'm saying? And do the quickest, the most lethal damage you can from right here. So I just trip. I'm not tripping, but listen to what the homeboy was telling me on the phone, or how he was shocked to hear the things he was hearing about the things that's been on the internet about, in custody stuff, the politics of behind the wall, so on, so on. How so many non gang related people are interested, non-affiliates and citizens of the world or state or country, is so intrigued about the things that take place behind the wall in these facilities. And they're trying to, they don't understand it. So they got a lot of comments and statements they like to talk about stuff that they know nothing about or never lived that actual life or that experience. So they impose their ignorance. What I mean by ignorance, no knowledge of how things operate behind the wall or in custody. So they'll do a lot of talking about stuff and typing up stuff and don't have a clue to what it really is and what it really ain't. Then you got a lot of people that mention to the local, substations and the little front end of the county jail think they know the world on how this thing operates. They only take bits and pieces of things and formulate it in their mind how I should go and this and that and what's this is. But a lot of them are being distracted or ill-advised what the protocol is behind the wall or in custody, how the rules of engagement are utilized. You're totally bliss of what really goes on. So I'm not here today to go lace you up on every single thing that go on. You gonna have to, if you really, really want to know, you're gonna have to figure it out on your own by taking that trip and get placed in that system and see how it flow for you when you inside here for years, decades, and generations up in them facilities. Then you had that first on-hand experience. Then you come out interpreted to the world on what your experiences was. You got where I'm coming from? Because all of them not going to be beautiful for everybody. So you understand where I'm coming from, Junior?
Absolutely, I do. I mean, that's just overall life. Everybody's experience is different. You can go to a certain grocery store and they be like, man, this is this and that, but my experience was different. So, we don't want them to go take that trip, but if they have to, hey, we'll see you when you get out.
Wait a minute, hold on. I could have sworn if we go back several episodes backwards,
Oh,
you had,
shit.
yeah, no, I'm just.
I know where you're going.
Okay, then let me shut up and let you talk.
No, I know where you're going with that, because I don't know if it was a few shows ago, a few episodes ago, that I think I mentioned everybody should at least experience prison and get the respect level down and all. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is everybody won't be able to experience that. Some are crack. It's just like joining the military. Everybody tough until they get around a bunch of other people that's just as tough or tougher.
Speak on it.
So,
Yeah. That's interesting you brought that up, because when I was younger, I felt I was pretty tough. But then, like you say, when they put me in that fishbowl with other folks, I realized, didn't have nothing severely happen to me, but I seen the works and the actions of other people getting down and doing some stuff, and I was like, woo, that nigga there tough. That nigga, woo, glad I never got to deal with that nigga.
Hey, and no matter what type of no matter what type of case you got or what time, somebody's shit might be like, ooh, oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I learned. I'm gonna say a short story. Give me reminiscent about an event that took place when I was in New Folsom. New Folsom is now called California State Prison, Sacramento. I was on B yard, had been around about, I don't know, 92, 90, I think late 92 and 93. Somewhere around that time. Long story short, the whole story. I was a youngster, me and my homeboy, man, Big Rock Dog, who was on the yard up there in New Folsom on B yard around that time. That yard right there, New Folsom B yard around that time, that had to be like what 93, guys. In late 92, early 93, around that time, mid 93, somewhere around that time. That yard was a shoe kick-out yard for all level 4. It ain't used a 180 or 270 back then. It was all like a shoe kick-out, which means everybody was hooked up with an organization, a gang, and when they come out the shoe program, they kick them out to that yard. So they're just putting the map using the Corcoran shoe, Pelican Bay shoe, Tehachapi shoe, or doing a shoe program in the ag shed somewhere in the system. They would send everybody there that was a level 4 and kick them out to their yard. It was like 8 buildings. So the whole dang facility was a big ass shoe kick out yard. So you had everybody was somebody from Southern California, everybody was somebody from North California. Every ethnicity was in that facility. So it was a beast. But one time there was some issues with the keyways. It was the issue of it was an issue that took place where a particular group of people of ethnicity took flight on some keyways unauthorized, and the activity jumped off. Whoa, blah blah blah. And we went on lockdown. Back then, used to go on lockdown for like 10 days. Whatever it happened, okay, they got killed, cutthroat, whatever, stabbed, whatever, ran over, whatever happened on the yard, you only gonna be locked out for 10 days. They gonna huddle it up, run you back out 10 days, right back out there to the yard. So this activity took place, and the next 10 days, it's showtime. So I'm a youngster. I'm with all the bullshit, dog. I'm with all the bullshit. So I come out prepared. You understand me? We had our little meetings with the wood, with the name, and it came out to the yard. Knives was passed. Shit out. They were so quiet on the yard. Hey, look, it was quiet on the set. They were so quiet that you could feel the tension in your throat. That's how quiet and eerie it was on the yard. And they came for the different cars of Crips. The older homies had met up, had a discussion, and they were saying what car who's gonna be the sacrificial round for each car that's gonna get up and put in work. So all the down moves, they was on deck, but it was a down move issue. It was a Crip issue. It was a different race we had conflict with, but it was a Crip issue, and the Crips had to step forward, handle their business. But so the down moves was on deck just because it was a black issue, but again, it was the Crip issue to go first and do their thing. And the Power Rules and the Bloods, they just stood on deck, stand on the side. They knew it was going to go down, but they was prepared to get cracking as well because it was a race issue. But again, we had to go first. The Crips had to go first. So we came out to the yard. And I'll be honest, I'm ready. I'm ready just to do the damn thing. But I didn't know there was a protocol and a pecking order and the way that you should move. I didn't understand that. So the older homies was like, dog, slow your ass down. Be quiet, sit down, stand right here. Where the thing at? I got it right here. I got another right here. And so I'm ready. I just know they got me to go. I'm ready to do my thing. I'm gonna make this look like a star. And I was going home that year. So I wouldn't even think about none of that. This is when they were shooting on the yard with the mini 14s on the yard. They no warning shots and they would just knock you down, blow your head off. I mean, they were gruesome, man. It was real gruesome, bro. And I ain't making nothing up. Any older homies, only homies that ever been on them yards that I brought up, they're gonna tell you the same thing. It was popping up there, dog. So anyway, long story short of that, they came to the LBC car, and the homies, I was pushing with the G homies. They told me stand down, kick back, sit right here, stand right there. They go, the older homies talk to the other old homies about we got one. So I'm thinking, I'm the one. Oh yeah, I'm ready. It's showtime, baby. And I get up there, my G boy, death row right now. And I ain't talking about the record label. He said, man, tell what's the name, come over here. I'm like, huh? What's the name? Are you serious? He's like, yeah, tell him come here and give him one of them things. I was like, what? Oh, man. Come here, homie. Holler at him. Woo. Hey, the homies want you in up. It's your thing, man. He's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, man. It's your number. He was looking at me like, you coming with me? I'm like, yeah, I'm coming with you. Yeah, nigga, let's go. And we walk him up there, and they holler at him. And I think I'm going with him again. They like, nah, stand back. It was just, they told me, dog, he on his own. You stand out. If you come this way on this end, you do your thing. But he finna go out there and show him what it do. They picked another crip from another city that I thought it was a weenie, bro. This nigga was on, listen, hey, Junior, this nigga was on some pimping shit. Pimping crip. Like on some pimp shit. Like all that. Right? Nigga was thin as hell on him. This nigga had no weight on him. He didn't have no yokes, nothing. But when it came, when the lights kicked on, my God. That nigga.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Listen, hey, Junior, I was so proud of that nigga because I used to go keep crack jokes about the nigga all the time. I didn't understand that you could be a pimp and be a crip at the same time. I didn't understand how that mixed. This nigga look like straight. This nigga like a straight weenie, homie. But when he came out there with that thing and got on this man, outstanding job. Outstanding job.
People like that, trust me, he been dancing before.
Man, listen, they shooting on the yard, ground jumping up, police scared to run and jump in it. They getting off like they in Vietnam up in. They trying to keep the motherfuckers from getting up. Niggas get shot. This nigga ain't stopped stabbing the nigga. Yeah, the police had to run out there and sacrifice, tell the gunman to stop shooting, and ran out there and tackle the nigga. The niggas come up off the nigga and start cracking on the police. There's one skinny nigga. This skinny, my homeboy that went, he did his shit. But as soon as the shooting jumped off, that nigga faded out. And my whole point of that was I learned from that stabbing on B yard and new folks that was part of the game. It was a learning lesson for me to say, don't never judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely.
That taught me, man, from that one stabbing, set my whole career in prison and in the streets from that point right there. That I was like, this nigga, I used to talk, man, listen, homie, I used to talk bad about this nigga. And when I see him did his shit, I was like, damn, if that was me, that nigga would have killed me. Right? Because he was a lifer, but he wasn't scared to die. He was not scared to die, bro.
When you a lifer in prison, you already dead.
I didn't even know he was a lifer. And then on top of that, all lifers don't perform like that either also. So I'm scared to die. I brought that up to say that was a lesson learned from watching someone else and know not to open my
Yep.
mouth and talk about nobody because I don't know what their skill sets is. Not to say that you're
Never
gonna
know.
be, and I learned from that a valuable lesson, man, to stop thinking that you know everything and think you the toughest nigga ever. Believe me, there's a nigga there's a nigga tougher than you always somewhere near you. Especially in the
And
penitentiary.
and his skill set may have more years and
Experience.
more talent and more experience. But hey,
Ba- Yeah, yeah. Been battle tested. Been through a lot of battles. So
yep.
that gains experience. How to attack, when to attack. All kind of other integral variables involved
And
into that.
that's just a life lesson. Whether you roaming the streets, going to the bank, going to get a donut, you might see somebody out there and be like, man, this person he ain't. Hey, you
Yeah,
get them, you get them in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
yeah. Gotcha. So anyway, I didn't mean to get off too far off into that, but that was part of the game. Part of the game, part of the game.
Part of the game.
Life on the yard. Yes, yeah. So anyway, being said to that, they got a lot of people. Like another thing, you see a lot of activity going on. People being arrested or that's in custody. I want to differentiate the difference between somebody who's been sitting in prison for 25 years, opposed to somebody who just went to jail for a robbery or purse snatching or smash and grab, burglary, whatever, commercial burglary. Here in California, it's a difference from a regular burglary and commercial residential burglaries and the commercial burglaries. And we got carjackings and we got GTAs, all the different stuff. But anyway, so people that have been sitting in prison and that, they served their time, whatever that may in the state of California, be male or female, they're not getting the same kind of ins and out. What do you mean by ins and out? People going to jail during the pandemic and before the pandemic, they not going to jail and sitting down on long stretch. They doing short term in and out, short term. Where a person is sitting down that's been in there 25, 15, 17 years, whatever, so on and so on. Their mind is different than those that's in and out. So they're mixing up a person that's in and out, the judicial system at the lower level, to say they're not to let the ones who've been sitting down and did their time and ready to come home. They're mixing it up that the persons that doing the stuff they're doing on the street today is the same way as the people who've been sitting there for 25, 30 years. It's
No,
not
totally different.
totally different mindset. Gotcha. So the public is ignorant to that facto and thinking that anybody that's in jail is the same all around when it's not like that. There's a separate mentality there. Got where I'm coming from? So they don't know that difference, and that need to be conveyed to the internet, to the public. So if you're talking about stuff, please factor that in, that their mindset is not the same mindset as the person who just went to jail for snatching a purse. And not. Their body not on drugs. They've sat down long enough, took all these little self-help classes. They got a little more older, more wiser, realizing their errors and their triggers and so on and so on. So if they trying to come home to get parole, go to parole board, ready to go home, they ready to come home and do the right thing. What do you mean? Be a program on the streets, getting up, going to work, not involved in unnecessary activities, criminal activities. So someone has to
As
sit
they
in.
say, they ready to be accepted back into society.
Correct. And not be a nuisance to society, intentionally or unintentionally. Right. Gotcha. So I just want somebody to, if they ever see this show, listen, please understand there's a difference when you factor in your decision making and categorizing everybody in jail being the same when they're not the same. It's almost categorizing everybody in the schools. It's saying everybody is an A student. Oh, no. Oh, no, that ain't the truth. Everybody ain't A student, everybody ain't a B, everybody ain't C. So the same thing with the judicial incarceration system. But those older convicts, be male or female, as opposed are those ones who go in and out short term, people do short terms. They still got the vibe. They still got the fire. You got where I'm coming from. They still got smoking on their mind, popping pills on their mind, getting money, doing this. You know what I'm saying? So on.
They still popping.
Exactly. So we need to differentiate the difference between those older convicts or old inmates that's been sitting down and learned, hey, I ain't gonna be able to do it no more. This, that, and third. Not say they time it out, but they reach a certain age limit, and they came to something. They came to their senses, and deserve that action of coming back out in society and blending in, getting in where they fit in. You understand where I'm coming from? So I'm really a voice for that.
Or to sum it up, they turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, we run that square program, see how that work out.
Holy moly.
Okay, anyway. That's what happens when you got a real live show. But anyway, check out our shows, man. We're gonna wrap it up.
I told you I was out in Hollywood, man.
Oh, yeah. You got to get Reddy's Kitchen. Comfort food. Check us out. Yeah, it's an ad. Anyway, West Coast. Check them out.
Get your bike right, get your motorcycle right.
Yeah, for sure. And if you got something you want to advertise, stop acting like squares, man. Stop peeking, not speaking. Check out our shows. Go to JJ Fomby YouTube channel. And also you can go to Digital Soapbox, man. We got shows over there as well. Check us out, man. Hit that like, hit that share, just subscribe. Stop playing, man. Get in where you fit in with and blend in. All right, Junior. Hey, who are you calling with you, dog?
Oh yeah, I'm about to step in the studio, man, and observe and learn something, man. I'm not participating. I'm just a looky-loo.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just a looky-loo.
Sound like you were an R&B singer or something, man. They be drinking that tequila.
Oh well, yeah. I'm with Position, man. They got something going on where they got some studio time. They about to get busy, so I'm going here and look and learn and
Wait a minute, hold on. Do you got the tequila with him?
I don't think so. I didn't see it.
They gotta have them bottles with him, dog. What's going on? Anyway.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Beats me.
All right. We out of here, man. He ain't got no time for the street niggas no more. They went Hollywood, man.
I'm out in the field, man. I'm seeing everything that's out in the field. You catch my drift?
Yeah, listen, man. Go on, man. Do your Hollywood thing. I'm gonna go lay back on my couch, man.
All right, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank everybody for listening to us, catching up with us, hanging out with us. We'll see y'all on the rebound.
Man, check out our upcoming shows coming right now to you, man. We got that real estate agent Daryl, a real estate broker. We got that Kivo interview coming up. Check it out, man. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. We out here.
Every day I wake up like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, speaking peace on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family, freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day on the line. Every day on the line.